Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I'm gonna address and talk a little bit about two or three things of how I think the NHL season's going so far, and a little bit of predictions as we move towards the end of the season and before the playoff picture's all locked in. The top team, and we all know about it, is the Boston Bruins. They've been on an absolute tear. They're the number one team in the league. They have the most points right now, so if the playoffs started today, I'd say they'd easily be favored. Another interesting storyline is the two greats, Sidney Crosby and Ovi. The Penguins and the Capitals still have those two playoff spots in the East side for the wild card. On the East side, I would say it's a very, very, very tight race. It's kind of, I would compare it sort of to how the Western Conference is for the NBA, where you get on a roll, win 2-3 games, you could potentially put yourself in the wild card spot, if not top three within your division. Personally, everybody's going after the Boston Bruins right now because they're the number one team in the NHL, so go figure. The Avalanche, they were on the outside of the playoff picture in that wild card. They almost could have slipped out of the playoff picture altogether, but the Avs right now, they're the third seed in the Central right now behind the Dallas Stars. The Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights, they're on top of their divisions over in the West. Some teams I personally think that are making a little bit of noise, but it's just how it is Calgary, the Islanders, and the Panthers. They're all on the outside looking in to the playoff picture. I personally feel like from the hockey that I've watched, they should be some dark horse teams to just keep an eye on. I'd watch highlights here and there. Like, I've been able to keep up with the Penguins for the majority of the season. We cannot hold a lead to save our life. That is one thing that I would say right now, if we were to ever go anywhere far in the playoffs, is we need to learn how to hold on to a lead. I try to make it pretty consistent where I'm watching my Penguins, unless there's a lockout game. Like, I didn't get to watch us get absolutely walloped by the Kings. By far, one of the best games of the season so far was the Flames versus Rangers game. It had everything. It had fights. There was a huge hit on Kadri. The Rangers had a lead. Flames tied it up. The Flames had a lead. Then the Rangers tied it up. There was a lot of drama. No love lost between those two teams, and it was an OT thriller. So I would say from the All-Star break to now, it's definitely been one of the top 5-10 games of the season. Carolina versus Washington, they're going to be the Stadium Series game this weekend. Really looking forward to that game. These two teams played a couple days back. The Canes were able to get the advantage on Washington after a late coach's challenge where the goal was reversed, and so that ended up being the reason why the Capitals lost. There will be a lot of storylines to look forward into this game. There's no love lost between these two teams, so I think it'd be a pretty interesting game. Hopefully it's just as good as the Bruins versus Penguins game was, and it's only because they're the defending champs. Again, I need to watch a lot more hockey to make more accurate guesses, make more accurate picks. Like, I haven't been able to watch. I haven't watched any Stars games. I heard they're on a roll. Same with New Jersey and the new team, the Kraken. I haven't watched any hockey games by them, so I don't really know. I'm going off of a lot of, it doesn't matter how good Toronto is, they're always going to choke or something like that. I'm coming at it from that kind of approach. Personally, I haven't watched every single team that I should be, so a lot of these guesses and predictions are very inaccurate. I've watched one Jersey game where the Devils were able to handle the Penguins, but I'm gonna do my part and try to watch every team that I can and just go from there and be like, yep, I've watched a lot of Team A. Their defense is good or their offense is good, or make a more educated guess of like, hey, I think this team's gonna win and here's why. If I were to make an early bid right now on who I think represents the East for the Stanley Cup Final, it's a no-brainer. The Boston Bruins are the best team in hockey right now, and so I think they'll be able to get past the Hurricane, or potentially, who knows, the Leafs could go to the Eastern Conference this year. There is the sure pick for being like, okay, Dallas Stars versus Boston Bruins. I'm going to favor the Stanley Cup champs a little bit and say the Colorado Avalanche will get the better of the Vegas Golden Knights right now. I do know there is a key injury. I know that Stone, he had his back surgery or something like that. I remember reading a little bit about it. And so I'd say Avs beat the Knights in the Western Conference Final, and we'd have an Avs versus Bruins Stanley Cup Final. Stay tuned as I watch more hockey and inform myself and keep in touch with all the teams that are, on the highest of highs right now, and just, follow along with the fun, because this is when the NHL starts to rev up a little bit before the final push for the playoffs, and so there's no better time to be a hockey fan right now. Hockey's awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.